Okay, so one more upload for the night. It was just brought to my attention that our favorite liar here in this community on YouTube, Nonsense on the Web, Becky, did a stream today in which, yet again, she's regurgitating the same lies regarding myself and others. So I just want to take a brief minute here and just address it very, very quickly. So here we go. What I did here, because I don't want to listen to any more of this fucking stream than I really have to. So I just went in and searched EKC, and the transcript is there, so I can pull up all of her comments. So I'm starting here with the first one that comes up here, what time-wise, which is 25:15. And I moved it back a couple of seconds. So let's start there.
Encouraging her people again with more bullshit. Remember, there's alignments here. This group of people has been working together for a long time. So is it a shocker that EKC was the one that released JLRs? No. Molly and EKC have been like this for months.
Okay. Those are the first two mentions there. Is it a shocker that EKC released the JLR letter? I don't know if it's a shocker or not, but your jealousy is really shining through right now. I mean, I'm sorry that you yourself just didn't think of the obvious, just to reach out in a professional capacity and ask them for confirmation or for information or for documentation. I'm sorry that you can't be bothered to do that, nor can anyone on your quote unquote team of people or whatever. They can't be bothered to research. That's on you, boo. I don't know what to tell you. And again, like I've stated before, and even like Magnolia has commented on my community tab and stated, there was no nepotism here. JLR nor anyone on his team had ever heard of me before or seen my channel. It wasn't until they received my press inquiry through the website that they then checked me out, and they decided, since they believed I show myself or I conduct myself with some sense of integrity, unlike you nonsense, they then decided to answer my questions and to send me things. I'm sorry that you just couldn't think to do something so simple and obvious. And I'm sorry that this has really gotten under your skin because you can't shut the fuck up about it. Whatever. As far as me and Molly being like this, and you can't see me, but I'm crossing my fingers much like she did. It is true that Molly and I are on friendly terms, and I would consider herself an associate, someone who I very much enjoy talking with on the few times I've spoken with her, and someone who I do enjoy paneling with on the few times I paneled with her. But we're not like this. And again, I'm crossing my fingers. I know you can't see. We're not like besties. I mean, even if we lived in the same city, I'm not sure that we're quite at the level at which we'd go out for a cocktail. I don't know. Maybe we are, but we don't. So we haven't, and we doesn't seem like we're going to. So I'm sorry that you have to imagine this close friendship and this conspiracy in order for something so simple and so obvious to have occurred. I'm sorry that you can't let go of this conspiracy theory that you have in your mind that everyone's out to get you nonsense. Nobody gives a shit about you. In fact, if you stop talking about me, and Letitia for that matter, and especially if you apologize to Letitia, because God knows you fucking owe that woman a big fat apology, then I would never, ever even care to think of you again. But until that day happens, you're going to push my arm, and I'm going to have to keep addressing you and your bullshit and your lies and keep speaking up on behalf of the likes of Letitia, because I can only imagine who it is you are going to target next in much the same capacity. Moving on to the other mention here. I'm going to, again, rewind it a couple of times to get context.
Off for Molly, such as Laura and those Dolly, those people, right? I came in on the other side with the Marvon stuff, and then I've gotten the EKC, VADA, like those are the people that have been going at me. Jones and
okay. You came in from the Katie side. Let's be honest here. You can argue it all you want. You can claim up and down that it's not true. I never knew Katie before. I call bullshit. And in fact, your timeline on your Facebook page just happens to coincide perfectly with the timeline on Katie's Facebook page and in her videos and how she addressed the whole Marvon situation. And the hatred for Molly also just seemed to appear and grow in tandem. And then when Unirock was brought in, you and Unirock teamed right the fuck up. And say what you want. You brought Unirock into your circle. You were happy to be a part of his crusade against Molly and to help him along and to participate with him in it. And you were happy to be on his live streams and to talk to him. So say, I wonder if everyone else in the true crime community would care to thank you for bringing him in to their lives as well. Good job there. Nonsense. Once again, a glowing testimony to your research capabilities in anything by you choosing to work with Unirock of all fucking people. Okay. That's who you came in here with, though. That's who you piggybacked in here with. Because let me remind you, too, when you came about here on this, I don't know, this community about, well, July, the end of July, you started your channel. So almost a year ago. When you came about, we'll just say a year ago, my channel probably had maybe about 4,000 subs. Okay. You didn't even have a channel until the end of July. Now, your channel, oh, wait a minute. Did you lose subs again? Holy shit, I think you did. Where are you at? Oh, just 512. Okay. Huh. Okay. Well, it's either way. In less than a year, you started from no channel to now a channel of over 5,000 subs. And you did that all on reporting about a man who lay in a coma and his family, using his children, using his wife, and then using them to come at people that you had an axe to grind with, presumably for Katie's behalf, but nonetheless, I digress. So within less than a year, that's what you did. You're the only one who's benefited from this storyline. You're the only one who's profited. You're the only one who's gained clout, who's grown a presence in a community on YouTube. Hell, mine was already here, so I sure as hell didn't. Molly's was already there, so he sure as hell did, or she sure as hell did it. Justice for all was already there, so he sure as hell did it. LB was already there, so she sure as hell didn't. Even Unirock was already there, so he didn't really do it either. That was just you. You're the only one. You were the only fucking one. Yeah. That's why you came over here onto YouTube. That's where you came from, and this has been your intent, your goal the whole time. That's, I don't know. That's pretty tragedy pimpy, if you ask me. My opinion. Let me go back to that video, though. So.
Hey.
All right. I just want to address the comments here real quick, although nothing really in there. Barbara seems to be really concerned about who I am, or just curious about who I am. Hi, Barbara. I am EKC. EKC stands for my initials, Aaron K. Costello. And people suck. Well, that's a testament to how all of us as people, we suck at times. And really, all that's left to do is just own it when we suck and understand when other people suck too. It's the intent that really matters anyway. That's my opinion. And that's where I'm coming from with my channel and my content and the title of my channel. So I don't know what Kathy's talking about. No one really knows what she's talking about. We're not trying to get Queen Bee's attention. Molly's hair. What? Oh, now we're saying, you guys are all a bunch of catty ass women. You can search my entire channel and I may make a joke or something here and there, but you will never hear me like routinely and regularly come at someone for their looks, for hair plugs, for a moose knuckle, or whatever else you guys want to call it. I mean, that's just, that reminds me of that movie. What was it? Idiocracy. Like, that's the kind of groupthink and like the common rebuttals you hear from that movie Idiocracy. So, but only from women. That's all. Okay. They are after subs and people to buy into their way. Okay, I don't care. I don't want anyone to buy into my way of thinking. I like to maybe possibly helps other people like look at things from a different perspective, broaden their horizons, open their minds. And I look for them to do that for me as well. This is why I have these conversations and why I allow discourse in my chat, in my comment section, why I allow confrontation even, because we are not going to evolve as humans in a society without those things. So, and as far as me being after subs, well, duh. I mean, is there a YouTube channel on YouTube that isn't after subs? I mean, of course we want subs. Really? You're using that as like a con against me? Okay, sure. I'm sure Nonsense doesn't want any subs. I'm so sure. That's why she was always so quick to throw it in my face or whatever. How, oh, I surpassed you in subs. Yeah, that gap is coming much, much, much more smaller. Just saying. Okay. I digress. Molly wants to take Queen Bee down, so that better be. Nobody wants to take down Queen Bee. I've never heard Molly say anything of the sort, nor have I heard her imply anything or suggest anything, nor have I seen her act in such a way. What are you talking about? Why are you trying to rile Queen Bee or in the hive up against anyone? Why are you trying to instigate, be a shit stirrer here? Like, why? I don't get it. Maybe your hair plugs are in a little too tightly. I don't know. Live in your own world is clueless. She's a caterer. Okay. I'm not a caterer. I don't hate Katie. Sure, I dislike her, maybe even greatly so. But I don't care. I'm not personally invested in this. I just call out bullshit when I see it. I just have to understand the bullshit. That's why I even call it Kathy P's bullshit, because I can't even follow her half the time. Are you using it, Veda? To try and say they did nothing. Uni's lying. It wasn't used. I don't know what the hell that's. See what I mean? I can't follow her half the time. What the fuck ever. All right. I'm out of here. I'm done. This went on far longer than I intended. So good night. Thanks for listening. Okay. Sorry. My bad. Somebody pointed out another part of this dream for me that I'd like to just address briefly. So here we go. This is at the 20-minute, about 13-second mark I'm picking up. She's going to respond to one of the comments. This comment here by Molly's hair plugs go lightly. Why is EKC and Steve trying so hard to get Queen Bee's attention?
Better? Yeah.
Because it's chaos and confusion, and if they can infiltrate over there, then they can try to help take her down from the inside. You got to remember the alignments here of who they actually associate with. There's a lot that goes on, and the alignments are very obvious. That's why they're trying to get attention.
What the fuck? The alignments are very obvious. That's why they're trying to get attention. Well, the alignments are very obvious. Then wouldn't we be giving ourselves away if it was fucking obvious? Okay, and that's the crazy possibility that what she was saying was actually true. Let me tell you something there, Becky. Dude, it's summer. It's fucking summer. No one is sitting around conspiring how to take down a YouTube channel of, like, I don't even know how many followers does Queen Bee have, like 12,000 or 20,000 or something like that. No one is sitting around conspiring, trying to harm Queen Bee in any sense of the word or take her down. That is the most asinine thing I've ever heard of. But I wonder, why is it that you're thinking that? Is it because this is the kind of behavior, activity that you yourself have been involved in, like with Katie, with Unirock possibly even, or with anyone else in the Thunderdome? I mean, considering that you are the one who's gone after creator after creator after creator after creator, starting from Facebook over to Instagram and now here to YouTube. That's all you, boo. That ain't me. I have no channels under my belt. None. Steve has no channels under his belt, okay? Nobody else has any fucking channels under their belt. The only channel under anyone's belt here would be Molly's channel, and that would be under Unirock and all of your guys' belts, okay? But I wonder, though, Nonsense, how many creators, how many influencers do you have is not just on your fucking belt, huh? I'd say quite a bit. So maybe this is a case of, I don't know, you're giving yourself away with what you're seeing and suspecting in other people. This would all be you. You're the only one here still talking about Molly, mind you, after she's not even on this platform anymore. And now what? You're going after more channels because you are the godmother of YouTube. Only you can deem what is acceptable content for the rest of us. No, I'm sorry. Actually, your content sucks. Your content is everybody else's content. Your content is hate. Your content is censorship. Your content is much like the content that Tipper Gore tried pushing in the 1980s or 90s there, okay? That's you. You are, you're the Kmart Tipper Gore. All right, I'm done. Bye. Thanks for listening.